Hey everybody, we are live. A new look. Hopefully it's light enough. I guess we can start with this light. Hang on, everybody. Oh, maybe not. Got pulled out of its plug. Hang on a sec. Hey everybody, technical difficulties. Now it's working. That better? Okay, let's get started. So, hey, Jason, and all about Habs. So, yeah, tonight I am doing this from a different location in the studio. Instead of sitting down, I'm going to stand up and see if it's any better. That way I have access to the whiteboard. And yeah, so the different look, if you're wondering why it's a different look on my set, is because I'm using my webcam because we're live streaming and I'm not filming on my phone. So that's why it's a different look. And obviously not as clear. Anyway, it's not too bad. Hey, Shamir, how's it going? So yeah, this way I can write a few things on the whiteboard, and I'm up and about and able to move, and I won't fall asleep in my chair. How's that? Yeah, it's happened to me once or twice, so that won't happen now. So, NHL hockey news, how's it going? So yeah, we've got a season happening coming up soon. So it looks like they haven't ratified yet, but it looks like we've got a season going. I don't know, how's the microphone? Is it close enough? It looks like we've got a season. I don't think they're not going to ratify. Like, I doubt it that they would say no. The board of governors I'm talking about for the NHL, the players I'm sure will ratify. And looks like we got a season. I happen to think that the start date might be a little bit later than January 13th, like, by a few days, maybe a week. But that's about it, is what I think. Oh, we got lots written there. So I'm doing this a little differently. So if I miss anybody, everybody knows the drill. Either just rewrite the comment or take a super chat. Don't usually miss those, and that'll do that. And that'll also get you entered. If you do happen to take a super chat, or somebody takes a membership or a super sticker, and you get entered into the contest to win this beautiful, I guess it's a pint glass with the Habs logo on it. Anyways, that's the next prize to go out. And so let's see, what do we got going on? Let me see what you guys are saying. I'm doing really good, you guys. So all about Habs. Thanks for the question. I appreciate the I don't know what I'm trying to say. Hang on, somebody was complimenting me on something. Shamir loves the thumbnails on my vids. Yeah, they're not, unfortunately, I love them too, but they're not very popular. I get analytics and I can see the percentage. The Nick Suzuki video where he's doing that was a beautiful picture, clear, beautiful picture. And that one did really well. And yeah, I like the thumbnails too, but I don't think cartoons are big these days for some reason. Let's see. Thanks, NHL. I appreciate that. That's the same setup I have. It looks a little different right now because of the different camera that I'm using. Yeah, somebody, that Shamir, is that you? Hey, Shamir, thanks. Shamir wants to win this cup, this glass, because that's got to be the third or fourth entry. But thanks a lot, Shamir. I really appreciate that. And I scrolled down, so I didn't see if you asked me anything, but I'm going to get to it in a minute. Let's see. Good news about the season, Jason. Yeah, it is good news. It's not all finalized yet exactly, but I think things will be okay. And yeah, it is good news. Okay. Here's to the deal, and I just want another entry for the glass. All right, Shamir, you got a few of them. All right. Robert Dario, hey buddy, how's it going? I did my first ever live stream last night, all about Habs. It wasn't the best, and I had problems, but it's a good start. It's always like that. The thing is, if you don't start, you're never going to get to where you really want it to be. So, and listen, I'm at it 2 years. By the way, Tuesday is 2 years of you. I don't know if you guys saw the notification, but doing a live stream Tuesday night, 9:00, celebrate the 2 years anniversary for Talking Habs. But yeah, it took me at least a year and a half till I started to be even happy. Not the live streams. Actually, the live streams kind of kicked off relatively early, but the first live stream was so weird for me. It just felt weird. I'm not used to it. But yeah, things get better as you get used to it and you know what you're doing more. But I mean, it took me up until really only 6 months ago or so that I'm really happy with my videos at all. So yeah, so it takes a while, but you know what? If you don't do it at all, you'll never get there. That's how I look at it. Let's see now. Next prize for Rick is going to be the franchise for the Habs. That's what we need to get Rick to 50 million subs. Yeah. I don't think I would buy a sports franchise if I had the money even. I don't think so. It's a crazy business. All about Habs. I haven't seen any, honestly. But yeah, you know what? That's thumbnails. Sometimes I do really good ones. Sometimes I miss the mark. I mean, it's an evolving thing. But yeah, thumbnails are very important, though. So if you're going to really learn something really important, thumbnails. Can't stress enough how important thumbnails and the title of your video is. Now, the content of your video is really the most important thing, but second is thumbnails and title. So if it takes you for whatever, if you want to learn something quickly, yeah, get good at thumbnails and learn about SEO and getting those search terms in your and your titles. Those are super important. And I'm going to give you something. If anybody is doing videos, tags, they're not that important anymore. So don't worry too much about tags. But but thumbnail and title, just can't say enough how important those are. Let's see now. Anyone? Are you seeing my time? I haven't. I really haven't. I'm sorry. I really haven't. Jeff, how's it going, Jeff? You buy the team, I'll be the GM. Hey, if I'm going to buy the team, I'm going to be the fucking GM. You be the goalie coach. No, look, if I bought a team, the problem is I might be one of those meddling kind of owners that, I might want to be involved in the team too much. Hey, Johnny Golden. I got moderators in the room. All right. Jeff, you got one vote in there from NHL. Let me see. Appreciate the larger print on the whiteboard recently. I try, depending on what I'm doing, like how much I need of the whiteboard. If I don't have a lot of stuff to do, like put on there, I'll make the print bigger. I get it that, see, I never really watch on my phone, but I get a lot of people do. So, yeah, I get that you can't really see it. But, I mean, it's the same thing. The hockey guy, same thing. It's impossible to see his writing on the small screen anyway. But I try to do my best. But when I have like a lot of things to put on the board, I can't print as big or write as big. So yeah, but yeah, I'm glad you noticed that. Hey, Zachary, Merry Christmas and Merry Christmas to everybody. And speaking of that, I'm doing a Christmas Day live stream. So both of them are out there already to notify the whatever they call those. They're out there. You might have seen them. But yeah, so Tuesday, 9:00 to celebrate the 2-year anniversary. And then Friday at 4:20 in the afternoon to celebrate Christmas. So I figure a lot of us are just going to be home, right? So let's just have a live stream and see if we can have some fun with that. There might be some drinking and a smoking encouraged on those live streams, I got to tell you. Rick can be both owner and GM like Jerry Jones. Yeah, but that's the problem, Shamir. It's not really good. If you're going to be the owner, just be the owner and don't be the GM. And don't stick your nose in too much. That's what I hire the right people, let them do their work. Struble had a huge game today. Yeah, I've been out all day. I don't know anything that's really happened today. The best teams need the owner to stay home. That's it. Put the right people in place and then let them do their jobs and enjoy the work you did in putting the right people in place. Oh, am I already at the bottom? Thank you, Jeff. Jeff says happy Hanukkah, so I appreciate that. So since we got like 15 people in the room and not much happening yet, Can't wait for the season to start. So we can start kicking the Leafs. Hopefully we stay with the all Canadian division, and we will meet the Leafs, I guess, about 8 or 9 times, which will be good. So while you guys make some comments, I just wanted to go over just a few things that are going on. So you guys will know what's going on. Okay, so season's coming up, right? So the season's coming up. Hopefully January 13th, or, I figure between that and February 1st, I got to figure the season will start by then. So live streams. What do I want? Live streams before games. Pre-game. They will stay the same. Okay, so live streams before pregame. Remember, I did the pregame show. I live stream about an hour, and then we go into the first period. So yeah, so we're gonna live streams pregame and first period. So those are gonna stay, and we're gonna have the guess the score contest, right? So that's that stuff's it's all coming back. I do want to say this, since we're doing the Saturday live stream. So Saturday live streams, Saturdays at 9 p.m. now. So the same time tonight, Saturdays, we're moving from 8:05 to 9 p.m. I figure it gives some people a better opportunity, and then it catches, the people out in the West Coast. It's 6 o'clock, so maybe they can. I just think it's better for me. I'm going to probably like it better, and maybe give us more of an opportunity on Saturdays not to miss any because of the hockey. So we'll see how that goes. One thing I want to say now, and this is going on right now, I want to promote my son. So a giant, and I want to thank George. Garrett Kursal, if you're here, I don't know if you are. Thank you. I've noticed you've been on his channel. I appreciate that you checked him out. So it's a giant robot. He's streaming actually right now. Don't go there right now, though. He's on Twitch. That's his thing. It's all one word, a giant robot. I think lowercase. I don't think it's uppercase. And, check him out. He does games, and he live streams like 5 days a week. And he does all kinds of stuff. He laughs a lot. I know that. So if you want to check that out, I appreciate it. That's my son, Zach. Fantasy Hockey Pool. Did I spell that right? Yeah. I was about to put a T there. Fantasy Hockey. So, from what I can tell, in the other pools I was in last season, they just canceled everything, right? So, any money involved, anything like that, it just got canceled. Nobody won, nobody lost. I think I'm going to do that with my last year's pool. Now, the new one starting up, we're going to be on Yahoo. So, I've already got it set up. What I'd like is, if anybody wants to be part of it, I'm not going to really run a contest the same way because we didn't get enough people anyway last season. So if there's such a huge demand, then I might draw names. But send me an email to the email that's in the description for talkinghabs@gmx.com. Let me know that you want to be involved, and then I'll see how many people want to be involved. I think there's about 15 spots open right now. So there's plenty of room right now. And if we need and we get such a big demand, maybe I'll start a second one. But right now there's one open. Send me an email. Let me know you're interested, and I'll respond, let you know, and send you the link. And we'll see. That is when I see how many people want to get involved. So anyways, but you got to send me the email. Okay. So once again, sorry for everybody. I'm missing comments, but I just wanted to go over a few things. I got a few more. So just to remind, December 22nd, that's the second anniversary live stream. Be there, be square, as they used to say when I was a kid. So live stream. And on December 25th at 4:20, and you guys can figure out why 4:20. It's an odd time of the day, but it's for you to figure out. At 4:20 p.m., Livestream. Drinking and smoking encouraged. Whatever you like to do, encouraged. We'll have fun. And that one, it's on Friday. It's probably going to replace next Saturday's live stream. So possibly next Saturday, depending on my mood, I might just put one up and then we'll go like that. But this is basically replacing Saturday's live stream, because then I'll be on like 3 times like that in a week. I don't know, maybe it's too much. So I'll probably want a day off. So that's it. I just want to also remind you guys, put out a couple of videos. So there's the one where I talk about it's based on 12 Days of Christmas. So it's the 12 sweaters. So I picked the best players that wore sweater numbers 12 down to 1. And the first video, it's a 3-part series. First video is 12, 11, and 10. And check that out. I did the Montreal Canadiens Dirty Dozen. Check that out. So it's 12 predictions for the Habs for this season. I did the Nick Suzuki video where I did basically the same hot takes. I think actually the Canadiens one was like hot takes. They're all hot takes. So that's the one with the Toy Story thumbnail. Okay. So enough promoting myself. And I just wanted to, let you guys know what's going on as the holidays are here. So. Okay, so we're done that. Let's see what I missed from you guys. I'll scroll up a bit and see how much did I miss. Okay, not as much as I thought, so this is good. Let's see what we got here. Did you watch Burke video I sent you the other night? I did, and I was actually, I enjoyed it actually a lot. And, it's funny because Brian Burke's not a guy I used to like when I was younger. And only in the last, I'm going to say 5 years, and it's not because he just agrees with me on something. I just find him a lot more intelligent, and then just found out that he went to Harvard Law School. I mean, I don't know. This is a guy I always thought was just like one of these old-fashioned Irish drunk, beat you up kind of guys, right? But he's not. He's actually a really smart guy. And I like Brian Burke a lot, actually. And, he agrees with me about I know it's not all Jeff is talking about here, but he agrees with me about Montreal in an all-Canadian division that they'll win. That's what he thinks. That's what I think. Yeah. Okay, let me see what else was you said there. Okay, have you seen Jordan Harris and Struble? They have had an amazing start to their college career. I don't follow the prospects like that. I don't watch a lot of that stuff. It's hard enough doing what I'm doing now. Like I had someone comment to me, what video did I do? I think it was the video where I predicted with the new divisions. So I tried to figure where everybody was going to finish. And I said, it's based on taking goalie tandems into account highly in that video. Someone was telling me that they liked the video and everything, but it's obvious to me that I don't know I don't know a lot about what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the rest of the NHL. And it's like, dude, if you watch my videos, and he's just started to watch the channel, but if you watch my videos, I kind of admit to that. I think I do. I say I don't know a ton about the NHL. That's why I'm doing Habs, because I know a lot more about Habs. But I'm learning. So I thought that was funny. I put a heart on the comment because he did say he likes the channel, he likes the videos so far. So I mean, he's allowed to have his opinion. I can take criticism. As like I say in some of the videos, if I'm going to get beat up, just do it nicely in a nice enough way that, if you're being mean about it, everybody who likes to be criticized in a mean way. Okay. Where was I? Okay, looking forward to part 2 of the history series from 65. Yes, as a matter of fact, on my docket to write, I think I'm going to I'm hoping I'm going to start finishing that tomorrow anyway. Let's put it that way. I'd like to get that started to be written up. It's not forgotten. It's sitting there. Just things came up, and I had other videos, other ideas that it's just sometimes it's like that. There's also one I don't know if it's the wingers or the defenseman. I think it's the defenseman. I have to finish third part of that where I do the whole league. I didn't do the whole league, top 4 defensemen. So I've got those 2 videos coming up shortly, hopefully. The Canadians one, though, yeah, that one is on top of my list. Let's see now. The Leafs, yeah, but the Leafs have Joe Thornton, so we're going to kick some Habs. But, well, Montreal's done really good against the Leafs lately. If you check out the record, Montreal's record against the Canadian division, that would be the Canadian division, so all the Canadian teams, last season, Montreal was 10-3-2. I think it was Winnipeg was 9-3-0. So Winnipeg was very close. So you could say that's even better because they didn't have the overtime losses. But those are the top 2 teams as far as against Canadian teams. So kind of in my thinking where I had Winnipeg lower, Winnipeg actually might do pretty good in this division as well. And it's not to say one of the other teams can't have a better season. Just saying, if you go by last season and how they were trending, yeah, Montreal's got Toronto's. Montreal's going to switch it now. Montreal's the better team now, and Montreal's going to beat Toronto's ass. But in a friendly way. In a friendly way. Okay, Rick, do you think the Habs will be playing at the Bell Center for home games? Honestly, I don't think to start. I think they're going to have to do a hub, a bubble in a hub situation. And then the hockey guy actually had a really good idea. I wouldn't have thought that maybe they wouldn't do this, but, kind of schedule for a month at a time. And then you can see, like, if things are getting better and you can go to the arenas, then you can start going, So, but I do think they're going to start off in a bubble. I don't see how the way things are right now. Not every province, although they're signing off on it kind of, I still think it's going to be a bubble. We'll see. But I think that at some point before the end of the season that they might be able to go to their home arenas. I don't think in the States, I don't see how that's going to change there. So, but in Canada, it's going to get better for quicker. My opinion, by the way, I don't know for sure. Hopefully you and your son aren't draining all the Wi-Fi strength if you're streaming at the same time. Both of us plugged in, so not a problem for Wi-Fi. Yeah, obviously my big computer, it doesn't have a Wi-Fi card, so I couldn't be in here on Wi-Fi on that one anyway. So I just take the plug and put it into the laptop because I don't want it to die. Remember the old days? It would die on me and I have to restart. And so she's plugged in. So yeah, no worries there. And I've got pretty good strength. Like I've got a pretty good plan. So I get my bandwidth it's a lot of bandwidth. So we haven't had a problem streaming together. Okay, I scroll too much. Okay, awesome, Shamir, you guessed it. I think most people can. Doug Harvey would have been 96 today, an all-time great. Would he have been 96 today? Eh? Wow, it's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, how do I put that? And you're a little older than me, Johnny, so you probably feel this more than I do. But when I was a kid and I was learning all about the Habs and I was still in probably grade school and reading books and even in high school reading the books. And to think that, they were in their 50s then, something like that. Now they would have been in their 90s. It's crazy how times it flies. It's on a freaking rocket right now in my life anyway. Let's see. John Gibson, Roadrunner. John Gibson. That name looks like it's going to give me problems. Guys, keep an eye on that. I don't know the guy. Instinct is kicking in there. I'm looking down because I'm standing. I'm looking straight ahead, but my laptop's down here, so I apologize for that. But I got to read what you guys are saying. So, Rick keeps giving. I keep giving you homework. No, I did the homework when I was a kid. I'm just telling you what I learned when I was a kid. Over Under podcast coming soon. Yes. Well, if How do I want to put this nicely? You're the one who crapped out the other night, not me. I'm ready to go. I don't know if tonight we'll have time, but it won't take that long. If maybe, we'll see. Text me after the live stream's done. Text me and then we'll figure it out. Maybe, but I'm all ready for it. So yeah. Oh, speaking of that, before I scroll down more, Jeff, perfect, because I'm going to forget to say this to you later. I was talking to, I think, my youngest today, and we were talking about, I'm not exactly sure, either hockey or my channel or the podcast, and he said something about to a couple of talking dads talking about hockey, and you know what? I think I missed on the name change. That should have been the name change, the name Talking Dads. Maybe we can still change it now. I'm not going to do another name change, but what do you think of that one? All right. Let's continue. Ghislain. I heard a lot of people are frustrated to see so much hype on Habs prospect and other as good prospect on other teams have no coverage. No coverage for what exactly, though? That nobody's talking about them? But I mean, that's... if you're not on the right team that everyone's talking about, you're not getting talked about. Smaller markets, they don't get talked about. Why, when I just touch the damn thing to scroll down, it just jumps? Whoops, I don't want to do that. Hang on. Okay, there we go. What new addition to the Habs is the most important to team success this season? Jake Allen would have to be right up there. Well, that's a good question. Okay, let me go through the new acquisition. You know what? I'm gonna say something different. And now I've always talked good about the guy, but I've heard some really good things about Joel Edmondson, and I think we're gonna be really. I think we're gonna at the end of the season say that this guy was way more important than we thought he would be when they got him. I think we're going to be very pleased with Edmondson. I put it in my the Dirty Dozen. I said he's going to prove his worth. I'm going to say Joel Edmondson. Not to say that Jake Allen. I think Jake Allen's going to be a huge part. I think he's going to get those little extra wins that we didn't get last year. I think that's going to be a huge part. But I'm predicting that Joel Edmondson is going to change people's minds on, what they thought of him when we got him and signed him to a 4-year deal. I think he's going to prove his worth. Good question, though. I like that. Everyone is sleeping on Winnipeg. You were, I know that you weren't. I was. And, the good thing is that when I'm not afraid to say I might have been wrong, and I changed my mind based on new information. So I kind of think maybe I might have been wrong, but I was basing that like on the tandems, right? So I said it was highly based on goalie tandems. So but Hellebuck's good enough that with a half decent goalie behind him, he's going to play enough games. He's young. I might have been wrong on Winnipeg, but I did say it. In the last one, I said, I think I'm wrong here on Winnipeg, even though they left it on the lower side, that I think they're going to, So I covered my ass there. Shamir, bright side to the Canadian division, not losing to Detroit every single time. Well, I wouldn't have expected that to carry on anyway. That's just one of those odd things. I don't think it meant that Detroit necessarily had our number going forward. I just think one of those seasons, and oddities like that can happen, and there's no explanation for them happening. They can happen. So I hope that's done with. Well, it is for next season anyway. I just hope it's not Ottawa that takes the place, because Ottawa could be one of those surprise teams that just plays better than everyone's expecting, and when you're playing the same 6 teams over and over. One team gets your number, and it could be bad. Let's see. We talked about scheduling like that last week. Maybe it was on the podcast. Not sure if that was the one we recorded and didn't use. Probably was. It probably was. It's no big deal. Listen, I was only joking with you. I'm flexible. Things happen. I get tired too at night. Actually, that night where you said you were beat, I was kind of beat too. And when you told me that, it was like, oh, thank God. I wasn't really. I was going to have a little trouble staying awake. Look at us talking out our personal stuff over on Livestream. Isn't that cool? And that sounds like criticism, but it's not. Don't worry. All right. Rick, life is like a roll of toilet paper. It goes faster as you near the end. Yes, this is very true, Chris. This is very true. This is very true. All you young people out there who don't understand that when people say, as you get older, time seems to go faster. Yeah. Wait till you get close to 60 because, man, oh, man, it just takes up another notch. The only good thing about it is the winters go a little faster than they used to. I'm not into winter these days. Oh, did NHL say he was going? I know I skipped a... Hey, NHL, if you're still there, thanks. Thanks for being here. Thanks as always, and I'll see you next. I'll contact soon. Members only, hopefully members only live stream. Maybe that. Oh, I don't know with the three. We'll see. Let's see. Jordan Tyler. Everything of getting another whiteboard or in front of you so you don't have to look back and talk toward the board. Oh, but the only time I do that though is because I'm writing. So I'm writing for you guys. Really, it's for So no, it wouldn't work that way. But the only reason, if you're noticing that it's a sound drop off, is because I'm doing this on my laptop. My lapel microphone. I say lapel, but it's stuck to my chest when I'm doing it. But that microphone doesn't work on my laptop. So yeah. But if you notice in the videos lately, when I turn, you don't hear a drop off on the sound because it's taped right here to my chest. It's no fun to pull that off every time. That's no fun. But that's you got to suffer for your craft, as they say. It's not that bad. I have a lot of hair, chest hair, but it is what it is. All right, next week you got no excuse. You're on vacation. Awesome, Jeff. Now it's not your fault. Don't worry about it. I'm only bugging you anyway. Do I know some San Jose Sharks prospects? Probably not, buddy. Prospects aren't my thing. I struggle to make sure I know the ones that are coming up in the draft, the top ones. Going deep into that, forget it. I'm not good. And I want to know the Canadians ones. That's about it. And it's hard enough to keep up on those. But to know another team's prospects in general, no. It's not right now anyway. I don't like this new setup of you reading down, Rick. Sorry about that. We'll have to figure something out. I'm going to try to get. I have this monitor there. I was thinking, how can I get the monitor in a way that it can be straight up in front of me like that. So yeah, I apologize, but I'm trying something. It's new for tonight. Doesn't mean it's going to stay. I don't know if I want to stand for live streams the whole time, all the time, but I just wanted to do something different. I'm in a different kind of mood today. Or these days I like to do things differently a little bit, but I get it. I'm always looking down. It's not a good thing. So I get that. Next time, I think if I do this, I would lower the camera, which I can't do right now, but I'd bring it down, and that way it would be different. Maybe have it pointed up at me instead. So have a different, instead of now it's pointed down a little bit. Instead, you'd be looking up at me so that I'd be looking down at you guys. So live and learn, as they say, right? So let's see now. Where was I? I vote Edmondson as the bad signing. Jeff, you have to find a new podcast partner, one that actually agrees with me. Now, it's what's good about it. We don't always agree. Yeah, listen, that's cool. When the games start and he proves himself, I mean, I'm not expecting anybody to take my word for it, really. But I think he's going to be a good signing, and we're going to be really happy with him. That's what I think. Where am I now? Edmondson might be value, but like a middle pair veteran presence. If he's a top 4 defenseman and he does his job and he earns his money and he doesn't hurt you, it's all good. Jack Newell, how's it going? What's the topic tonight? Like any night, whatever you really want to talk about. But I just figured because, looks like we got a season now. Let's celebrate the upcoming season. That's all. Shamir, yeah, my gut tells me Ottawa might give us fits this upcoming season. Ottawa could surprise. I don't think they will in the long run. They may surprise early, like some of usually or if you notice at the beginning of the season, a lot of the teams that'll end up low, like out of it by the end of the season. At the beginning of the season, they look like different teams. Oh yeah, look at them coming on, but they can't sustain that through a whole season. I think Ottawa might be like that. So they might have a good start for the first 10, 15 games and then sort of start dropping off. Something like that. I kind of have a feeling that might be like that. But Ottawa could surprise. I mean, but they don't have the team to stick with the better teams all the way through. I can't see that being the case. But I can see the first month, 2 months. Well, I think it's going to be like 4 months for the season. Hang on. To February, mid-February, mid-March, mid-April, mid-May. Yeah, it's basically a 4.5 month season. So say the first month or so, I can see them being there, even maybe leading the division and then just dropping out. That's personally what I think. All About Habs, if you're still there, good video, good thumbs up, break a leg, as they say. Is Norlinder hurt again? Johnny, I did not hear a thing about that. If it happened like today, I haven't been on Twitter since about noon. So Thomas Bordelot, son of Sebastian Bordelot and grandson of Paula Bordelot, is a prospect for the Sharks. Oh, is he? Okay. Okay. Chris, the standing would be great to wipe your sideboard and make the lines up for game 1. Yeah. Yeah, that's how. Yeah, I might do the. The problem is I got to figure out how to watch the game if I'm going to do the first period like this. So it's a possibility. I could have the game there. I'd be looking off to the side, but yeah, it's a possibility. I'll do that, and then I could, like you say, I could mark stuff up on the board. I don't know if it would replace my post game, but I can do that while I'm doing the live stream. Yeah, I'm also thinking, I guess I didn't put that up there. I'm also thinking about a way to save a little time. It's going to be a tight season as far as games, like a lot of back-to-backs, and I'm thinking of eliminating my previews. So I don't know. I'm thinking about that. So guys, let me know if you find the thought that I'm going to eliminate the pregame previews. That's the morning video. If that's a problem for anybody, let me know. Otherwise, I'm thinking of it anyway. I don't know. I haven't decided really. Just trying to save time, and not to save time for me for personal use, but I want to do a video other than a preview or a review every day. And then, because you get caught in that, if you get a lot of back-to-backs, you're just doing previews and reviews, and you're never getting any real videos done other than that. And I don't want to do that this year. I'd like to be able to do other videos. So I'm trying to find a way. And I'm either going to really cut back on how long the previews are, because my previews can go a little too long, and just do like 5-minute previews, no longer, and give me time to do other videos. I'm working on something, or I'm thinking about what I want to do. Sorry, guys. All right, let's see. Where was I? Sebastian Bordelot played for the Habs between 66 and 80 and 98. Wait, 96 and 98. I read 66. 56 games, 7 per Canadian team, all Canadian anthem all year. Let's go. Yeah, we don't have to hear the American anthem. That's another thing that's good. We have 6 picks in the top 3 rounds next draft. I hope it's a deep draft. They're saying it's supposed to be a good one. I don't know. It's a little far ahead for me to even know who the hell's in the draft, honestly. Saturday games are usually 7 to 9:45. Could you please stream before and or after rather than during? Well, I think a lot of people like the during. I only do it during the first period, so I don't foresee myself doing the whole game because I want to watch the game so I can review it, and I don't watch enough of it when I'm live streaming. So believe me, live streaming during the first period isn't my. I'm going to use the wrong word and say isn't my favorite thing to do, but that's the wrong way to put it. But what I mean when I say that is that I missed the first period really, and it's harder to review. So that's all. But I think people like it. We do the guess the score contest, and yeah, I don't think I'm going to live stream through the first period for every single game, but I'm going to do sometimes. Let's see. Wait a second now, Chris. 56 game, all Canadian, all Ireland. Let's go. What do you mean by? I mean now. Let's make the starting lineups. I'm not sure what you're talking about. You mean let's do? Oh no, it's a little early for that. I know what you're talking about. I've got a video out on that, but I've got 2 actually, and I'm going to do another one, but it's still a little early to figure out what the starting lineups are going to be. Really, it's still a little bit early. I'm going to do the next one in during the training camp. Probably it's going to be a 10-day camp, so probably after the first few days. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. We should be very excited to watch Gooley, Caulfield, and Mishak at this year's World Juniors. Yeah, I'm kind of I'm contemplating about that, whether I should stream one of those or I don't know what I'm going to do with the juniors. I want to watch them, but I don't know if I'm going to report on them or what I'm going to do with the juniors. But yeah, Gooley's going to be a 3rd pairing defenseman. It's not his year. It's his first year there. It's not his year really to be showcased and to have big minutes and all that. So don't expect a ton. But Caulfield, this is his year to be on the number 1 line, to show everybody what he's got. This is his year to shine. And for Mishak, he might, because the Czech team apparently isn't very strong. And he's probably going to get a lot more opportunities than he might normally, being his first year at the juniors as well. So, yeah. But I don't expect Gooley's going to get a ton of big moments unless he can create them, like obviously with his talent. But he'll be on the 3rd pairing. Wait a second. I didn't want to. Oh, here. Maybe in the new. Wait. Norlinder hurt again. Johnny, I don't know. I think that's the second time you're asking about Norlinder. I don't know if he's hurt again. I didn't hear anything. Maybe in the new year we can figure out how to co-host the live stream game nights. It's an idea to lighten your load. Oh boy. You know, when I get better, or when I learn how to use the OBS Streamlabs, Streamlabs, we could do that. With Streamlabs, we could do that. Got to learn how to use it though. Gislain, thanks for coming in, buddy. Take her easy. So, we're not only that in. What's this is unusual. 45 minutes in. There, we ran out of questions. Is everybody leaving me? No, don't go. Is it that bad? Me looking down? Nobody likes that? Oh, okay. Well, sorry. It was just to see. I'm wondering now. I'm seeing everything. Looking at it, I'm seeing everything reversed on the board on my computer. You guys are seeing it the right way, right? Because that would be normal if I was filming with my camera, because I'm on the selfie side, so I have to flip it over in post-production. But I don't know, why am I seeing everything backward? I think I've asked this question before too. That's what happens when you get old. You don't remember. Line 1. Okay, Chris is going to give us... You're going to give us your lines? Go ahead if you want to. If you want, I'll read them out. But we know, I think, look, if you want to talk about line 1, I think is not going to change to start the season. I think lines can change during the season, but to start the season, you're going to see line 1 is Deneau in between Tatar and Gallagher. I can't see that changing right now to start off. And line 2 is going to be, I'd be surprised if it's not Suzuki, Anderson, Drouin. Line 3, KK, Toffoli. Oh, why am I blanking now? Lehkonen, I guess. Yeah, I guess it's going to be Lehkonen. And line 4, I think line 4 could be Byron, Armia, Evans in the center. Now, if you look at my video where I talked about my hot takes everywhere, I lead off with Byron being traded to Ottawa, which could happen. But Byron being traded, which I've talked about, that's who I think they'll move to make the room. It's the second one that I like. I don't like them trading Poehling necessarily, but Poehling for Jordan Greenway from Minnesota could be a pretty big move. He would play on the left side on the third line if they did that. So you go with your lines. What do you think line 1 is? By the way, if you got them, light them up. I don't think I'll light it on camera. What the hell? It's my live stream. I can do what I want. It's what I would be doing anyway. Pepsi or Coke? What do I drink? I don't drink soda, really. If I drink soda, it's root beer. Jack Daniels, awesome. I'm keeping my line secret from you guys for the podcast, although Rick used my first draft in a video last week. But you didn't have to say that, because I did not bust you on that as far as whose lines they were. I just said they were from somebody, because I thought maybe you'd want to keep that. It's going to go darker in here because I don't like to leave this light on that long. It gets hot. The plug in there gets hot. Let's see now. Anderson. Line 1, Anderson. I don't think Anderson's going to be on line 1. Excuse me, guys. Can't wait for the season to start so we can start kicking Leafs' butts. Yep. Farrell is lighting it up with the Chicago Seal so far. Yeah, but you got to realize that he's what? He's too good for that league. And he's just showing it. I mean, he's way too good for that league. I like Sean Farrell. I said that he's one of the draft picks to look out for. And I still believe that, even though he's dominating because, he should be at that level. He's waiting for college to happen. His college where he's playing, they hadn't started. I don't know what conference he's playing in. So that's why he's in a league that, he's too good for. But I like the kid. He's got a wicked shot. He's a good playmaker. He's good all over the place. Coldstream. What's that? Coldstream. What's Coldstream? Is that the opposite, or is that like a new band instead of Coldplay? They changed it to Coldstream. Hang on, a nice laid back live stream tonight. Not a ton of people in here, but Benjamin Genoway. Hey, I don't think I've seen you for a while. Thanks for coming in. Hopefully, since we have good players this year, we can make the playoffs without COVID's help. Yeah, well, I think it's a playoff team. I think Montreal's improved enough, and I don't know why. I think in the Atlantic Division, people think that they do better. I don't know. I think they're going to do better in this Canadian division, and I don't think they're going to need COVID's help, and they're not going to get any because they're not doing a play-in round. So, Nova Scotia rum and vodka. Is that what a Coldstream is? I never heard of that. That's a drink? I never heard of that. Caulfield's first World Junior. Okay, World Junior Championship exhibition game is tomorrow. First step towards MVP and a gold medal. I think he's got a good shot at it. I think he's gonna. Listen, it's for him to make it. He's gonna be on the top scoring line, and I think we're gonna see a good tournament from Caulfield. That's another thing that Jeff and I disagree on is Cole Caulfield. I think this kid, he just finds a way to get it done wherever he's playing, whatever level he's playing at. He manages, and I think he's going to be a good player. I don't think the people who are developing him are not seeing it right, So what we hear is good. I don't think hopefully they're not lying to us. We've seen highlights. We can see what's going on. I think it's going to be a good one. He's going to Harvard next year. Is that where he's going? Okay, so no, it's this year. I read that as we're talking about Sean Farrell. He's only in the USHL because there's no college. His conference is not playing yet, and till he gets there, he's playing with his old team. He's still eligible there, and he's too good for that league. I think Anderson with KK could be dynamic. Maybe played with Drouin. That could be a line to Dynamite. Yeah. You know what? Here's the whole thing, really, Chris. There's a lot of options with this team. It's something that maybe we haven't really had, but there's a lot of options, a lot of combinations, and it's a lot of change with bringing in four skaters, one goalie. It's a lot of what's the word? Chemistry change. Yeah, we might. Who knows how it's going to work out? Really, who knows how it's going to work out? But I do believe, personally, I think it'll start with the Tatar Gallagher line that way. But training camp's going to tell. We'll find out in training camp. But the good thing is that there's almost any number of ways you can juggle up this lineup, and it still looks good. COVID-19 can survive for days on surfaces. The virus dies in 10 seconds on my wife's meatloaf. That's funny. Excuse me. That's actually, I don't know how accurate what you just said is. Besides, your wife's meatloaf, you would know. But I think the surface, it depends on what type of surface. I don't think it's every surface. I think that are the same. And it changes. Sometimes, I've heard that it is, then it isn't safe. Or it takes, it lasts this long on that surface, then it's less, and then it's more. And then, I don't know. I just try to be careful. I always carry sanitizer. And, I don't know how we got on that. I don't want to talk about the virus too much. But it was a good joke. And I hope your wife's not reading this. Likely destination for Patches. Good question. Might just be Vegas. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to be able to move him. The talk about moving him is kind of quieted down, although it should ratchet up now if it's a serious thing, because you're going to see now signings and deals again, because things are, they're going to be playing. So, yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know what his contract is. That's going to say, because not every team's going to be able to afford that. So, I don't know. It may be, a lot easier to say we're looking to trade Pacioretty than to actually trade Pacioretty. So we'll see. Imagine if they trade him and they have to retain salary on that, and everything they've gotten, they gave up to get him, and then lose him and have to retain salary. Yeah, I think they should keep him. They should try to keep him. Suzuki with Danault on line one, but that's two of your centers. If Domi was still here, maybe, but I don't think you can do that. You need those guys as your 1-2 punch, because KK is not going to look, and be realistic about KK. He's not going to be a top 2 center yet, not this year. I don't think. Maybe by the end of the year, but he'd have to have a really good season. So you can't put Danault and Suzuki on the same line. I mean, I don't see how you could do that at all. Do I think Romanov is going to make top 4 over the season? Honestly, I don't. I think Romanov is going to spend his first season on the third pairing, unless something spectacular with him happens. I don't know. But no, I mean, I think everyone is thinking Joel Edmondson is going to be a third pairing defenseman. And quite frankly, he hasn't been a third pairing defenseman since his rookie season. There's no reason to think that Joel Edmondson was brought in here with them thinking that he's going to be a third pairing defenseman right off the bat. So, no, I don't think so. I think he's going to stay on the third pairing, Romanov. Now, that's barring injuries, and I mean, there's a lot of things that could make him move up other than him winning the spot, but I don't think so. Got to find out who can replace Tatar on line 1 and who's getting moved up, so Cole has a spot on the third line. Yeah, I think those things, though, that'll work itself out if he gets here. Personally, I don't want to see Caulfield here yet. So I think he's going to want to join the pro ranks after this season with his college season. But I think his best bet is he goes to Laval and plays with the Rocket if they're playing. If they're not playing, if the AHL doesn't play, it's a totally different story. But I think his best bet is to play, for me, a minimum of a half a season in Laval. I don't think he's going to be ready yet to take on the. How do I want to put it? He may be ready, but I think he's best served by spending a year in Laval in the AHL and playing with NHL caliber big guys. With men's strength, men. I'm not putting it well. I'm really not putting it well. I realize that. I just think he's going to be best served spending a little bit of time in the AHL. I don't know. I just think he's going to be best served there. Just in case, what if he struggles a little bit? His confidence will get shot, maybe, although he's a very confident kid, so I don't know if that's going to happen. But, yeah, I just think he's going to be best served down there for at least a half a season. So, plus, where is he going to play? Although he said he's perfectly comfortable on the left side, and quite frankly, the left side leaves him open for a one-timer when he's especially down and low in that circle on the bottom of the circle. So I don't know if that's so much of a problem, but we'll see. I just kind of hope that they don't bring him up and throw him right into playoffs and all that. I don't know. Oh, shit. There's a lot that moved. Oh, no. Okay, here it was. Boston gets Patches. You think so? You really think he goes to Boston? Yeah, I mean, I guess depending how long Marchand and Pasternak are going to be out, they're going to need the help up front. That's for sure. Patches is getting $7 million. I don't know that Boston can handle that. So it depends on who they move out to get him. Paul Byron played center. Armia played center. But you're not best served at having Paul Byron as your center. To me, if you have Suzuki, Fildeno, and KK as centers, and you're going to move one of those guys out of that spot to put Paul Byron in as your center, I just think it's a mistake. That's my opinion. Because quite frankly, I say quite frankly a lot. If you're going to do that, I've seen it with Byron as the third line center. So that means moving KK up to the second line center. And I don't think KK is going to be ready for second line center this season. So I don't really like that idea. Ivy League announced in November that they are canceling the full hockey season. Did they change their decision? No, I can only tell you what I read is that he is waiting for them to start. I didn't get that from what I read, that the college conference had canceled, but maybe I'm wrong on that. But it's the reason that he's still in the USHL is because COVID and he can't play college hockey right now. Watch Gallagher fall to second, third line duties. We are so stacked with second liners. It's unreal. Third line duties, no. Second line, I can maybe see. Third line, no. I don't agree with that. Johnny agrees with me 100%. Cole to the AHL. George, Byron and Tatar for Besser. I don't know. Does Vancouver have the cap space? I don't think so. I don't think so. But I get, who knows? But I don't think they have the cap room for something like that. Because don't forget, Byron's making 3.4. Tatar is 4.8. He really makes 5.3, but Vegas picked up, retained 500,000 of that. So that's 4.8 and 3.4. It's 8.2. I don't think they could take on 8.2. Even though you're giving back 5, because I think they're really close. They're having cap problems already. I think Besser makes around 5, if I'm right. So it's still a $3 million difference for them. I don't know that he can do that. Tatar is done in Montreal. Cole replaces him next year. They need the cap space. This is very true. You know what? I never really thought of that. That's kind of true. That could be who they replace Tatar with. That would give a spot. And you know what? I kind of think that I want to see Cole Caulfield maybe on the left side so that he's open for that one-timer all the time. He scores a lot with that one-timer from the bottom of that circle. And just from that side, that I think that might be a good idea. So, yeah, what's his name? Bergevin did say at the beginning of the season or before the, I guess in the offseason, that a lot of teams are going to be doing exactly what you're just talking about, is finding ways to get the younger guys into positions that won't necessarily hurt the team and will help them with the cap issues. So the only thing is for this the upcoming season, there's some special cases with the cap, right? Like Was it the hockey guy that was talking about that? I think it was the hockey guy in his video today, one of the videos today, that you could realistically take a guy and make him play on the taxi squad, and you get $1,075,000 in relief. So if you're having trouble getting under, hey, listen, you're on the taxi squad right now. Boom, there's like Jordan Wheel. You put Jordan Wheel on the taxi squad. Thing is, though, you got to bring somebody back. And anyway, it's going to be interesting. Like in the next, 2 weeks. Like if they say on Monday, okay, season starting January 13th, camps open January 3rd. Boy, there's going to be a mad dash between these teams to get things ready, players signed, deals done. It's going to be crazy. So we'll see how that goes. I know KK will be a good player, but I'm not sure he's ready for a full season yet in the NHL. Saw great flashes, but do you think he is ready? For the NHL, he's ready. Is he ready to take on a starring role, a top two center role? I don't think he is yet, but I think he's ready for the NHL. I do. Could I be wrong? Yeah, of course. He might need some more time in the AHL, but I kind of think he's ready. But I wouldn't give him the second line center role just yet. Would you be looking at trades if you were Bergevin? Well, I think you got to, because you got to move out some salary. They've only got $383,000 in cap space. They need to do something with that, right? So you've got to move out some salary. Somebody's got to move, and probably two bodies need to move. But then again, the amount of guys they have signed is 21 to get them to that 383,000, right? So they have to, if they want to get to the 23-man roster, which they don't have to, but if they do, they got to make some more room to bring in more people. So I think there might be some more trading happening. We'll find out in the next week or two. It might be more of when camp starts and they see what they need. You might see something happening then, but I think there's going to be some more moves yet for Montreal. Oops, this jumped. Vancouver couldn't afford that. They would need to get something like Caulfield back. I wonder if they will only allow interdivisional trades in this upcoming season due to COVID. Yeah, good question. Good question. Or if you're trading, like if you're a Canadian team and you trade with a U.S. partner, the guy you're sending to the U.S. club can probably go and start playing right away, but the guy coming to your club's got to quarantine for 2 weeks. All about Habs. I was stuttering while recording, so I stopped. Hey, listen, sometimes things like that happen. There's times I just can't get the take right. I just can't. I can't. Or I don't like it when I do get it right. And yeah, I end up stopping and getting back to it later, because that's all you can do after a while. You're better off to stop. When you get back to it, whatever's going on will have changed and you'll be okay. There is okay. What's it? AUUQ. Now I know I'm trying to think of who you are, because remember you told me, hey, I'm this person. I don't remember. I'm sorry, but I know you're like a long-time subscriber. When is the 2021 season? Looks like it's going to start January 13th, but it's not 100%, but that's tentatively when it's going to start. Toffoli, left wing first line. Caulfield, third line with time to grow. Oh, that's yeah. I can't see if Caulfield does come in next season. He's not first, second line to start. I can't see that either. He's got to break himself. He's got to break in a little bit. Jordan Wheel plays center. Okay, but center's a very important position, and you don't want to have your what's the word I want? You want your best players to play at center. Your best centers there. Jordan Wheel is not really a competent center. Sorry, he can fill in. I mean, you're not going any length of time with Jordan Wheel as your center. You're not going any length of time with Paul Byron as one of your centers. You're not going any length of time with somebody who's not a center as your center. So you can come up with any other name, but they're fill-ins. They're not guys you want to be playing long-term with at that position. I say Caulfield, second line left wing. And Toffoli, wait. But no, I agree with Jeff. I think that Caulfield, to expect him to come in and straight up day one be on a top two line, I don't know. That's a lot of an ask. You've got guys that are going to be playing there anyway, that are going to be good guys playing there. I don't think so. No, he's going to have to earn his way up. I think the NHL should freeze rosters after training camp. Yeah, I mean, that could be something they do. Hockey Broad, the Habs farm team is stacked. Yeah, they've got good. Their farm team is getting better because the guys are coming through the pipeline. The big team is getting stacked. It's great all the way around. Michael Robinson, how's it going? Did you know there is a heavyweight in the UFC called Alexander Romanov? Undefeated, a beast. Yeah, when I searched Romanov a couple of times just to to go to his Wikipedia, whatever it was, and yeah, I saw this guy come up in the search. What I'm saying is line 4 has limited minutes, and Byron played line 3 center long term for us. No, he never played third line center long term. No, it depends what you call long term. He's played third line center, but he didn't play it long term. He's not a center. He's a winger. He's not a guy you want to be putting in, like I said, for any length of time. No, we traded Max Domi. If Max Domi was here, we'd give you more flexibility for that. But no, I mean, you can't have two of your two best centers playing on the same line. It doesn't make sense. Isn't that a struggle in Edmonton with Draisaitl and McDavid? It's a bit of a struggle there. Where do they play him? Is he a center? Is he a winger? And you got to make up your mind. So Deneau is not. He's not a winger. Suzuki can play the wing. He's not a winger. He's a center. He's best suited there. LA Kings will be the surprise playoff team this year. Yeah. Well, I've got them just making the playoffs. I had them in 4th in that video where I was using goalie tandems as a big influence. But yeah, I think LA is going to be a good team this year as far as they're going to make the playoffs. But they're going to make the playoffs, I think. Deep B, do you think Paling makes the team this year? I think he can take Byron's spot, and Habs could use that money elsewhere, perhaps. Yeah, that's an option with Paling. I think if they don't trade him, that's a good option. If they trade Byron, it's probably a good shot that you'll see Paling on the left wing. Pierre Boyer, hang on, let me start that again. Did my own assessment on the Canadian division. I believe the fight for first place will be between Montreal and Toronto. What are your thoughts on this? Yeah, well, I did the video. That's exactly how I had it. Montreal, Toronto, 1 and 2. So, but I think regular season, I don't think Toronto goes far in the playoffs because Toronto's not a playoff team. They're not built for the playoffs. They're not going to be a playoff team. That's why they don't do well in the playoffs. I think Winnipeg could be a sleeper in that. They've got a good record against all the Canadian teams last year, like Montreal. And, Yeah, I think they could be a sleeper for me because I was counting them as a lower team, but I don't know. Winnipeg, I've got to rejudge and think that Winnipeg is going to be in the top 3 anyway. I think Calgary might take the drop from where I had them, and I think Winnipeg gets replaced by that. Right. Great rebuttal about Edmonton, but Edmonton has no goalie, unlimited D, and severely less depth than Habs. No, I didn't mention Edmonton. No, I think I have Edmonton finishing in 6th in the division. Exactly for the reasons you said. I don't like their goalie situation, and I think with Clefbaum out, their D is a bit suspect as well. I think that's going to be their Achilles heel is their goaltending tandem. So no, I agree with you on that. So it wasn't me that had Edmonton high up. It was Winnipeg I was talking about. Paling plays center. Paling is a center, is his natural position, but last year when he was playing, he was on the left wing. So they were trying to turning him into a bit of a power forward on the left side. How worried are you for Anderson? I'm not really worried much at all for Anderson. I think Anderson's going to be a good player. He was a good addition. I'm not really even worried much about the contract. If they need to, they can buy him out the last couple of seasons, or it's tradable because it's set up in a way that teams might trade for it because the money that they're paying him at the end of that contract to what the cap hit is different. So he may have a cap hit of $5.5 million, but I think they're going to be paying his actual salary is like $1.5 million, or maybe even league minimum. It's low, so it's tradable. So, no, I'm not worried. I think Paling might be a one-shot pony. It's a possibility that he was. That career game, he had that career game, and it all went downhill after that. It's a possibility. I don't think he's a bust by any means, but I'm not sure that he's going to make it here because – I mean, where is he going to play? If he's a center, he's not going to get center minutes here, really. So he's going to be converted to a winger, left side, probably. I have him as a trade to Winnipeg, to Minnesota. He's from Minnesota. Minnesota's rebuilding. It just, to me, makes a lot of sense that they might be interested in trading for him. We'd give up something else with Paling to get a guy like Jordan Greenway. But I think that makes sense, a trade like that. So I don't know. I just don't. I don't know where he's going to play here at this point now. But all that could change once the season starts. Who knows what's going to happen and who gets injured if anybody does or whatever. Who knows? So Toronto Maple Leafs will win the cup. No, they won't. Problem with Byron is he is more valuable to us than he is in trade because you're keeping money or adding picks to get rid of him. Well, I don't really disagree. I don't really agree with you there, Jeff, because $3.4 million, it's a lot of money. You have other options. Your team is a lot better as it is. I don't like maybe having to give up a guy like Byron. But you got to admit, as the team gets better, guys like Byron are the guys that pay the price for that. And this team is getting better, and I think his contract goes against him here in the cap situation. The only thing that might save that is, do they find ways to work around with the taxi squad and all? Is there any way that they can work around any loopholes that can help out with that? But they got to move somebody. They got to drop some money off the cap. They got to make some more cap spaces, is what I'm saying. So I don't know. I think his salary works against him for that. Leafs aren't winning the cup, Michael. Don't worry. John likes to say it all the time. Calgary or Winnipeg are Canada's best chance for a cup. I think Montreal's built for playoffs, so I think Montreal should be added in there. I'm not denying Calgary or Winnipeg can do that, but I think Montreal should be considered in there. I did say it in one of my poems. Montreal is going to win the cup before Toronto does. You think trade Paling? If so, what? Trade him for what? I said for well, my idea in the video was to Minnesota Wild for Jordan Greenway. He's a 6'6", 23-year-old winger, and I think he'd fit in really well on that third line with KK and maybe Toffoli on the other side. And yeah, that's what I thought. Do I like the new retro jerseys? I do. I like Montreal's new retro jersey a lot. And I absolutely love the LA Kings new retro jersey. That's my favorite of them all. But I love the Habs retro jersey. How many more years do you see Weber playing? I don't know. How many more does he have? First of all, I think he's got 6 more. Honestly, 3. And then I think from there, it's anybody's guess. But I got to figure 3. And the last 2 are going to be dropped down to second pairing. Like, I think this season coming, he's still going to be a first pairing defenseman. But I think after this season, I think he drops down into the second pairing group. And then you get another couple of seasons out of him. And then maybe it goes year by year. But I believe I read something where he was talking to somebody over the summer and they asked him that, and he said he didn't think he would be able to last out his contract. So we'll see. And I don't think Nashville wants to hear that. So I this is what I'll say. If he's getting ready to retire, or what, I think they're trading him back to Nashville, because I think Nashville wants him, put him on the LTIR for them. And then, because it's going to be a hell of a cap hit if he retires early, that it's going to cost them a lot of money for a year or 2 on their cap because of that. Well, I can't remember the term that the reason why and what the term is that it's called. But yeah, so you got to figure if he's going to be done here in Montreal, Nashville wants him back so that they can control what happens to him at the end of his career, so they don't have that big recovery against the cap for a year or 2. If we win the cup, Shea Weber retires. It depends. I mean, if it's year 3, like if it's not this season, which I don't think it will be, next year or the year after, if it's the year, so 2 years after this one, yeah, I think you're right. I think he would retire. Before that, I don't know. I think he'll retire when he's ready to retire, and that's it. And I don't think he cares about the consequences. In that, he gives his all on the ice and all that. When he's ready to go, he's going to be ready to go, and that's what he's going to do. So, but I think, yeah, it's 3 years. I think that's when you got to figure he's going to start really contemplating it. I don't think before that. I really don't. Unless, there's an injury that happens now in the next year or 2 that really makes him decide that. But I don't know. The way he came back after that high ankle sprain or whatever that was he had, I mean, he's not done yet. Paling will be on the third line with KK and Toffoli, barring the addition of fellow Minnesotan Brock Besser. I mean, listen, that's a good hot take. It's as good as my hot takes. Why not? As much as I like Weber, would be nice to have the contract off the books. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to have Weber for a couple million less. Yeah, that's true. That's why Nashville don't want him retiring early without them having some way to put him on the LTIR. I just can't see that. Okay, we are at an hour and 25, and we are out of questions, and I'm going to call it a night. So I want to thank everybody for being here. I just want to remind everybody to, number one, please check out my son if you're on Twitch and you're into video games. I had a giant robot that's on Twitch. Don't forget to email me at the email in the description below if you want to be involved in the hockey pool. So go to the email, send me one, say, hey, Rick, I want to be involved. And then I'll gather everybody's names and we'll see how many. And I'll give everybody the link that needs to get the link. And don't forget, there's prizes. They're not going to be elaborate ones, but there's going to be prizes for first, second, and third. Don't forget, Saturdays, we're going to 9 p.m. as a regular thing. That's okay. December 22nd, Tuesday night, second anniversary of Talking Habs. Be there or be square. And Christmas Day at 4:20 in the afternoon. We're going to do a live stream as well. Hopefully you guys will be there. And yeah, I'll see you guys there. If there's anybody that's in here tonight that doesn't make it back for then, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, just in case. And thank you for your is it patronage is the right word? I don't know what the right. Thanks for being a subscriber, for being a viewer, and for taking part. I really appreciate that. So everybody have a great night. I want to thank everybody who's been in the room tonight for being here. And yeah, thanks for how many times can I say it? I'll see you on the next live streams, on the next videos, and all that stuff. So that's it. I'm not going to go on any longer. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night. Peace out, y'all. See you next time. Bye, everybody.